على صدير نقطي موت توفق يرتي لا تحوم يكون وزمار شبح له دفرق خون من شابويو مشافير عير رومو دم شمشين للرومو مثلك القوين لي قادش 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 مريم مرم دخرو كل قادش وقودو شتل تحد قادشو لتشبهتو علبش ما يوركم بيتو يدخلون لما رفتوا قادش ولا عنيد.
Family, how's everybody doing? Long time from the Lion's Den. I've been on other channels. I haven't been streaming from mine. Look out for some stuff coming soon. We're going to try to get this more consistent. I'll be out of town next week. And then after that, we'll get back into it. Thank you, Aziza. I appreciate it. You know, about the Lion's Den intro, it's a funny story because I'm really bad at technology, which is typical Oriental Orthodox, terrible technology. We've been terrible, as you can see, all our debates, everything we've done, we have problems. So I had the idea of this intro. I wanted this particular part. It's from the Friday Vespers in the Syriac Orthodox Church. The end. It's the very end of the Friday Vespers. It's the Ba'uthut Muriaqub. And I wanted that whole prayer as the intro and outro. Actually, I want the outro to be Hablan Moran, but I can't find a good recording of it. So for the intro, I wanted this. So I sent the idea to some people, whatever. Everyone told me this thing was too long, so I'm like, it's okay, I want to do it. And I get a lot of compliments from you guys on the intro. Thank God, everybody likes it. I posted the translation for it a bunch of times in the comments of other videos that people asked for. I think I'm just gonna make a community post for the translation. That way, it's easy to find. I should have thought about that before, but again, bad with technology. So, please post it in your community chat every time you go on another channel. Okay, you got it, Jake. LD Clips, I saw your email. I'm gonna get back to you. I'm not the best, but I'm the worst person. But thank you for keeping in your prayers. Musa, God bless you. Musa, which Musa is this? Huh. I have a lot of Musa family. Okay. All right, so this was kind of like off the whim video. I saw this short and I'm like, man, I gotta make a stream on this short. It's by Testify Apologetics, who I've heard good things about from our community. Their relations are very charitable back and forth. This is not intended at all to be disrespectful towards him. I look forward to getting to know him. If that happens, we could pick each other's brains and stuff off of Christology and these kinds of things. But I want to show the video because it's cute, to put it nicely. And asking other Chalcedonians, other Catholics about the video, I said, is this what you guys believe? They told me no. But apparently, Testify believes it. We could talk about it charitably and all that. Oh, that's great. See, we're improving, guys. We are improving as a community. Technologically, we're becoming more apt. Thank God. Testify is good when it comes to defending the historicity of the Bible. But yeah, so sure. Yeah. Okay. I like Testify, but now it was so nice. Man, I don't even know if it was Nestorian. Like, I don't know what it is. I mean, look, check out the description, please. I put in my first cousin's YouTube channel. Go subscribe there. He's a professional video gamer. So we're gonna watch the video, the short right now from Testify. And please throw in the comments as they come. Let's see. Yeah, LD Clips, we said, is to Testify Apologetics made it.
Some people say that the incarnation is a straight up contradiction. How can Jesus be fully God and fully man? That's like saying a being is omnipotent and tired at the same time. But that's just sloppy thinking. The church doesn't say that Jesus has one nature that's both divine and human. In fact, it's taught for centuries that that's heresy. What it actually says is that the eternal Son, the second person of the Trinity, took on a second nature, a fully human one. That's the hypostatic union. One person, two natures acting through both. But how can that be? Well, imagine a gamer jacked into a first-person world. The player is still fully himself, sitting on the couch in real life. But in the game world, he moves, talks, takes damage, and even dies through a character. That's a picture of the incarnation. The Son doesn't stop being divine. He logs into creation, acting through a human body and soul like a player through an avatar. When Jesus gets tired, bleeds, or sleeps, that's his human nature doing what human nature does. But behind that experience is the divine person, still sustaining the universe while walking through Galilee. It's not a contradiction, it's an action composite. One agent operating in two radically different realities. Not confused, not divided, just pure metaphysical precision. Some people say that the incarnation is a...
All right. Logging into humanity. So God the Son is logging into humanity through Jesus of Nazareth. Now, the issue here, that's right, human nature doing human nature. Okay. Yeah, so those are the founder and the star. Right. Okay. The issue here, brother, Testify Apologetics. We can't be saved if the divinity is logging in to humanity like that. Salvation occurs when God assumes our nature and restores it to redeem us. So if it wasn't God who was hungry, thirsty, tired, suffered, died for me, I can't be saved. If he didn't put on Adam and leap back into paradise, like St. Ephraim says, then we have no salvation. Nothing happened. St. Gregory says this. It's all over the fathers. I understand your reluctance or hesitancy because you're saying it's a paradox. It doesn't make sense. It's a contradiction. How can the unlimited be limited? Which we say about Virgin Mary's womb, right? We say her womb contained the unlimited one. How can it contain he who is unlimited? So that's the point, though. That's why it's called the ineffable union. Ineffable union. And why do we it? And it is a paradox, like, and that's okay. You don't have to understand it. It's not something that our limited mind and reason has to kind of put in a box. And when we try, this is where we get into trouble, like the Antiochian school, right? In the early 5th century, late 4th, they tried to figure this out, and it got them in trouble. It's a mystery, and we accept the mystery. And what we know that God united himself to the uncreated became created for our sake, like St. Athanasius said. One nature from two. You start off the video criticizing monophysitism because it does that. He said it's not one nature that is both divine and human. No, that is exactly what he is. One nature that is both divine and human. Thank you for my Catholic. You guys have forced me to study these issues more. It's not as clear cut as I once thought it was. God bless you, brother. We're praying for you. Pray for us. Thank you for the super chat. I mean, the masters are beautiful. Absolutely. So this guy, again, I heard good things about him. I never interacted with him. A lot of you guys have interacted with him. Seems like a nice kid. I don't know if he's thought this through. Maybe he's trying to liken it to something. He was like meditating. It's a good sign. It shows he's thinking about the right things, right? He's playing video games and thinking about Jesus. That's good. I think there's a better way to like if you're gonna try to make these illustrations, use patristics as your foundation, so you don't go out of the box there. Look, if it's an argument to be had between the Chalcedonians amongst themselves over whether this analogy works, I don't know. I asked Chalcedonian friends of mine. They told me we don't accept this video. But he's Catholic, as far as I know. Testify is Catholic. So these guys, like you guys got to reach out to your boy, let him know it doesn't work like that, or the back and forth. As far as I'm concerned, I'm dealing with him as an individual. Testify. So the whole point of the incarnation is the restoration and salvation of humanity. So if the incarnation is likened to logging into a video game, then there's no incarnation really. There's no salvation, restoration. Like if I play in personally, I think Ghost of Tsushima is like the best game. I would rank it number one. I'm not even into games like that, but that game I love. It's like medieval Japan. You're liberating it from the Mongols. It's an awesome game. I'm kind of sad what they're doing with number two, but I don't know. We'll see. Maybe it'll be good. I'm not sure. Anyways, the Ghost of Tsushima game. I'm not a Japanese guy when I play it. I'm still Middle Eastern. Like, so I don't think the analogy works. Like, he's logging in. Did he really become man or he didn't? Anyway, are you going to make a Matrix reference? I knew you were Asian with the sashimi. What? What's sashimi? Yeah, it is kind of like the Matrix too. Like, I don't know. I've never heard this kind of thinking for the incarnation. Are you using Perry Robinson argument? No, we are Orthodox. I don't know. What is the Perry Robinson argument? Is David okay? Who is David? Sixpenny monk. LD Clips. Thank you for the super chat, buddy. God bless you too. I'm very confused with some of the comments. I don't understand. Dude got banned. I don't know who they're talking about. Jake, what is the Perry Robinson argument? I'm trying to understand. The Aeon Jesus logged into man Jesus, the ideal Jesus, and the material Jesus. Some guy named David was making weird comments. I timed some out because they went crazy. Okay, I didn't see it. Whatever. Okay. Well, thank you guys for taking care of that. Perry Robinson is an EO guy who inspired I know, but I don't know what argument he made. You said are using the argument. What's the argument? What are some good analogies, Subdeacon? I think we have the one with the metal over the fire, right? What we use in the liturgy actually, we use a coal. So I don't know if you guys know, and I've mentioned it on other streams before. In the Syriac liturgy, the 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 censer symbolizes the womb of the Virgin Mary. So when we put the coal in the censer, the coal has to be lit already before we put it in, because it symbolizes the one nature of the incarnate Word of God, um, Christ. Emmanuel. It symbolizes him, divinity and humanity together. So if we put the coal in and then light it, then it would imply that there is a moment in time where after conception, then the divinity united itself to the humanity. So we can't do that. The coal has to be in already lit when we put it into the censer. This is a good analogy. And yeah, I mean, the fathers have a lot of good ones. The metal with the fire, wood, all of these. Saint Ephraim says he mingled the paints, the pigments. He mingled the pigments, and out comes the God Man. I know, it's like, oh my God, they're talking about mixing. They're monophysites. We didn't. Saint Ephraim said it. You have a problem? Go talk to Saint Ephraim. Let's see. Comments. What tips do you have to read more? Like you're asking for book recommendations, Jake? If you want to read about the Syriac church or Syriac tradition, early Syriac tradition, the best, most complete book I've seen is Symbols on Church and Kingdom by Father Robert Murray. It goes into like very, very, very detailed themes from the primitive centuries until before the schism. Explain to me Nestorius, EO relation and non-relation. And Nestorius accepted Chalcedon, if that's what you mean, in the Bazaar. He was just saying the same thing. One prosopon, two natures. One person, two natures. This whole thing of afterwards, that what they're trying to make it like, oh, but he said two hypostases, whatever. This is an anachronistic argument. Nobody was thinking like that. And anybody who condemned him after this has to, from their side, has to, because it's part of the narrative of saying we accept Cyril. And then Theodora even he still speaks of him positively even after Chalcedon. Does Nestorius condemn EO? No. It wasn't like that back then. If you talk like EO being Chalcedonians, no, Nestorius accepted Chalcedon. He wasn't around for 553. Give it to us, Pierre. Do EO condemn Nestorius? Yeah, they do. They condemn him, but they strawman him. He actually said the same thing that they say. They make him say something that he didn't say. Nestorius would have accepted He did accept Chalcedon. He was alive for it. He was alive and he accepted it. I just saw the short you're talking about. Embarrassing. Agreed. Same Catholic same. Church of the East OO have the only consistent positions. I agree too, Pierre. I think Rome, you could throw Rome in there just because of the papacy, but still it's inconsistent with the Christology part of it. Yeah, I agree. Well, there are monkeys. Sorry for my language. I don't know who he's talking about. He used the term junction instead of hypostatic union. Well, we talk about a hypostatic union. What's naturally what comes to mind, no pun intended, what comes to mind is a union of hypostases, but who actually means it? Who means there's a union of hypostases? We do. The Church of the East does, but the issue with them is when the two hypostases come together, they stay two. For us, the union of two hypostases becomes one hypostasis. But those are the only two options that actually believe there's two hypostases coming together. The imperial Chalcedonians do not. As far as I know, some of them, like Wayne believes that. I think Daniel Lerma might believe that, or some like maybe you see it here and there. But for the majority of the imperial Chalcedonians that I've talked to, they don't believe there is a union of two hypostases. Rome is inconsistent. Condemning Nestorius, some within the Roman Church will say he was misunderstood of Veneris. That's correct. You're right, Pierre. Yeah, Church of the East. That's what I'm saying. So the Church of the East and Oriental Orthodox, those are the only two options that believe that there is a union of two hypostases coming together. Oriental Orthodox say the two become one. Church of the East say two, stay two. Can you explain why the short is wrong in saying one nature was condemned by the early church? Because it wasn't condemned by the early church. The early church affirms one nature. Which church, like Severus, gives the challenge back in that time, and we're still saying it till now. Give us the church fathers who say that there are two natures after the union. We're waiting. They always taught there was one nature after the union. We haven't seen anybody saying two. I don't think Testify is understanding what he's saying when he says one nature was condemned by the early church. If he's talking about Chalcedon, what about before Chalcedon? Like, how do you know Chalcedon is right? Don't you have to measure Chalcedon with the standards of the previous councils to make sure it's in harmony? How do you know it's not a robber synod? At least Church of the East said, Mr. Rosen, we aren't stuck playing games. Severus says he does forgive the fathers, including Cyril. I don't understand. He does forgive the fathers? What do you mean? In the short, this guy is giving an analogy of Jesus being made a vegan. My immediate thought was this. Yeah, it's a forgery from Anastasius. I thought so too. I figured that was from like a Justinian or Anastasius or something. Leontius, the whole team. These guys are really good at forgeries. They changed at Chalcedon what was already agreed upon in the Third Council. 100%. Sixpenny Monk, don't forget the Chalcedonian side made a lot of forgeries for our saints. Church of the East venerates Nestorius. The Catholics and you should not have him condemned to be truly Chalcedonian. Yeah. I think Rome has eased up on the condemnation. It seems like because the Chaldeans venerate him. So I don't know. They're kind of shaky about it, and EO's. It's really their fifth council that they kind of put themselves in a situation where they have to double down on his condemnation, but at the same time not agree with us. So what advice do you have for a Coptic newbie who struggles to blend in with my? Oh, tell me about it. I'm guessing you're not ethnic, um, which makes it harder. Honestly, my advice to you is be yourself. Um, like, apply the culture. Don't get me wrong. Apply the culture, learn the culture, respect the culture, but be yourself in that. Don't don't invest a lot in, does everybody like me? Does everybody hate? That's not why you're there. There's a saint in the Desert Fathers. I think it was Amba Makarios. Correct me if I'm wrong, Copts. He said someone went to him and asked him, what can I do to be saved? And Amba Makarios tells him, be like a dead man. So what do you mean? He said, if anybody says anything nice to a dead man, what is his reaction? Nothing. And if anybody says anything insulting to a dead man, what is his reaction? Nothing. Okay, you too. Be like that, and you will be saved. So that's my advice to you. If you're in the Coptic church, be yourself, but and remember why you're there. Keep your eye on the ball. You're there for Jesus, for Mary, for the saints, for the communion. That's why you're there. So if the church is empty, if it's full, if you're there by yourself, everyone else left, you're the last one. But keep your eye on the ball. Romans realized Chaldeans have tried to strike the record of him recently. I mean, good luck to them, but they're not going to be able to. He's everywhere in their tradition. Do you know what the second Jesus game is going? Subdeacon Agan, please make videos about this church fathers. No for yeah, we should. Agan, we should do that. I agree. We should make a forgeries one and the so-called Apollinarian forgeries. We should make videos for both of those. Tell the cops how much you love their mluchia and koshari. Mluchia, I do. Koshari, I've never had. Mluchia is good. I was a Protestant evangelical studying for 40 plus years. Teaching in the church after meeting Coptic priest. Yeah, I got emotional reading this. That's beautiful. God bless you, man. I remember that was a funny quote. Yes. Was it Emba Makarios who said it? I think it was, right? Pierre, I don't know when you got in. The video, the stream I'm doing now is a review on that video, on a video of this guy he did. It's called Testify Apologetics. He made like the incarnation is like God logging in like a game to humanity, playing a video game like he's human. Beautiful. I found the Copts are nicer to foreigners than others, such as the Syrian Orthodox and Ethiopian Orthodox. Maybe, yeah, that sounds about. I don't know about the Ethiopians, but Syriac Orthodox, which I am, sounds about right. It's upsetting to me why the Assyrian or Coptic Church here in Australia don't offer spiritual retreats for people suffering with drugs and alcohol. There's a lot of things, unfortunately, our churches are not ready for yet. Like we had in our parish, there was a mental health incident. We clearly were unprepared for it, or like what you're saying, like we're just a lot of these issues are diaspora issues, and we haven't been here long enough to know how to be. You know what I mean? Okay. There's a huge lack of protocols. Yeah, it's exactly right. Biniam. What would Sam Shamoun say to this question? I've asked him. I asked Kai. He didn't want to. I'm not worth his time, and I'm theologically illiterate. Right? Okay. I think if there's no other questions, comments, khalas, or should we watch that short one more time for the video games?
The incarnation is a straight up contradiction. How can Jesus be fully God and fully man? That's like saying a being is omnipotent and tired at the same time. But that's just sloppy thinking. The church doesn't say that Jesus has one nature that's both divine and human. In fact, it's taught for centuries that that's heresy. What it actually says is that the eternal Son, the second person of the Trinity, took on a second nature, a fully human one. That's the hypostatic union. One person, two natures acting through both. But how can that be? Well, imagine a gamer jacked into a first-person world. The player is still fully himself, sitting on the couch in real life. But in the game world, he moves, talks, takes damage, and even dies through a character. That's a picture of the incarnation. The Son doesn't stop being divine. He logs into creation, acting through a human body and soul like a player through an avatar. When Jesus gets tired, bleeds, or sleeps, that's his human nature doing what human nature does. But behind that experience is the divine person, still sustaining the universe while walking through Galilee. It's not a contradiction, it's an action composite. One agent operating in two radically different realities. Not confused, not divided, just pure metaphysical precision. Some people say that the
Somebody reach out to this guy. Tell him, testify, we love you. Please. Please don't think like this. This is not Christianity. We don't have the same Christ. We don't have the same God at this point. We have logging in like he's playing an Xbox. There's no point of the New Testament now. Yeah, it makes no sense. Composite and two realities in the same sentence. Makes no sense. Let me see. Any proof like church fathers that use chronological Christological, before Peter the Fuller, or is it only Saint Rabula? For me, Saint Rabula is enough, but you find implications in Saint Ephraim, very strong implications in his poetry, that he will use the same words in his poetry, and then right away you will make the connection with the Trisagion. You'll see also I haven't seen, but fragments of, they say, Eustathius of Antioch or others. But in Ephraim's poetry, I think it's undeniable, to be honest. Can we get your prediction on the next pope? I'll give you a prediction on who I don't think it's going to be. And I think you know who I'm going to say. Mar Luis. Um, there's a distinction between the composite natures. Yeah. Then I send you a book. Can I send it to your parish? Why don't you send it to me? One question I have is how can we convert some of the singers from Hillsong United struggling in the praise and worship part of the church? So even if you have these guys like Hillsong or whoever becoming Orthodox, they are just gonna chant Orthodox chants and hymns. We're not gonna adopt theirs. I want you to know ahead of time. What's the book, Cyril? What book is it? We're at 36. I didn't even know it was gonna be this long, to be honest. I wanted this stream. I was just gonna do. My plan was we're gonna watch the short one time, and I was gonna end the stream without saying a word. I was just gonna come on, live stream, put the short on. You're gonna see it, and I was just gonna leave, and that was it. And then you guys in the comments, you could have told me your favorite video games or whatever it is. That is related to the video game thing that we were just talking about. But the comments were very animated today, so I thought maybe I could stay a little bit longer. There's a came across a book where someone attempts to make the case Church of was always trying to be in communion, in union with Rome. Yeah, I figured, Habibi. I've heard this argument from them a lot. From you know who I'm talking about. That would have been hilarious. Yeah, that was my plan. My plan was I was just gonna come on with my intro, the prayer that I have. We're gonna watch the short, then my outro. That was it. I wasn't gonna say anything, and then you guys in the comments could have put your top 5 video games or whatever. Bro, when are we gonna get on together, man? Jeep, وينك أخوي؟ شو أخبارك؟ شو في ما في؟ Miss you too, Habib. What's your request? I mean, there's for. Oh, beautiful. Who? Which book is it? Maybe I have a lot of Coptic liturgical service books. Which one is it? Okay. Christ lover. God bless you, subdeacon. I miss you. I have a request. My request is to answer my emails. Is that the same person? Who removed my mod? I'm watching you in a crowded cafe now too. I did. I remember. Habib, Jim. I want to get on your Middle East ones with you, like the ones about Syria or whatever. The lighting is really bad right now, guys. I gotta go because of the situation where I'm seated, and the comments are making me laugh. All right, I love you, everybody. Like, subscribe, comment. Give me your top video games, please. Top 5 or top 1, whatever. Pray for me. Take care, everyone.
شمشين للو